Let's go to Vancouver, folks, where on March the 31st, the Rogers Arena, that used to be called the GM Place, right, Mark? You know your arenas. The Rogers Arena used to be the GM Place.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's now the Rogers Arena. And there were two guys who were standing right behind the coach's bench, or the now who doesn't know anything about hockey, right behind the Vancouver Canucks bench. And they were wearing pink T-shirts. And the pink T-shirt said, "Hockey-lovin' homos." Which, to me, if you're straight and you're wearing that T-shirt, that's offensive. If you're gay, that's taking back the word. That's what I learned this past weekend at the Slut Walk. It's taking back the word. All right? So these two gentlemen who refer to themselves as Henrietta and Daniela apparently love hockey, as do many gay men. And Henrietta and Daniela, who I don't know why Henrietta and Daniela didn't want to come on the show, but they have talked to other news outlets, and they said, "We held back on the word homo for the first two periods until we gauged the reaction in the crowd to our costumes. They were wearing pink T-shirts, and also they were wearing blue wigs. In the third period, they thought that it was time to unveil the homo." Because they had like tape over over homo. I guess it made it look like home or something. Hockey-loving home. And they removed that one piece of tape, and then hockey-loving homo appeared. And then they were kicked out. The video is on the News Talk 1010 page, and click on the Jim Richardsy thing and go along to that. Scott Reid joins us right now. He is with the Toronto Gay Hockey Association. I bet you a lot of people didn't know there was a Toronto Gay Hockey Association.
Yes, there is.
Steve, what did I say? Scott? I'm
you
sorry.
Said Scott, but it's Steve.
Sorry about that,
That's
Steve.
all right.
How long has the Toronto Gay Hockey Association been around?
20 years, and we have about 120 players, and we have our own league. We have 9 teams, and we're the oldest and largest one in the world.
Now, do you have to be gay to play on the team?
Not at all. There's a wide assortment. There's like 30% straight, because those are the brothers and sisters and friends of the gay hockey players.
So is it male, female?
We have a few females, but mostly male.
Mostly male.
Yeah.
So
and they all love hockey.
So you got 9 teams. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great league.
So, you know, it's interesting because I think people have always wondered if, you know, there will come a time where there will be a Jackie Robinson of the gay world who will be able to come out as a hockey player, as a baseball player, a football player, or any number of different major league sports and be able to be openly gay and be playing in major league sports. Do you feel we're anywhere around that point now?
Personally, no. The reason why is because, and Brian Burke actually said the exact same thing a couple of months ago. He said that hockey is still this testosterone-driven male sport, and it seems to still have these barriers of, you know, you're in a locker room and one of those players happens to be gay, and it always turns back to the sex side of it. It doesn't mean anything about the team that the gay player could be the best player on the league. It doesn't matter. He's gay.
Yeah.
So there seems to be a big challenge with that. And, you know, most of the players that are in our league, the reason why they joined our league is because they got tired of these comments and everything in the locker rooms and every arena around the Toronto area. So they joined this league. And it is as competitive as any other league. And in fact, we get into fights. We have playoffs. It gets the temperature level gets really intense in the last couple of weeks of the playoffs because, you know, everybody wants to win that gold.
We're talking about a situation that developed at an NHL game out in Vancouver where 2 gentlemen wearing blue kind of neon wigs, pink shirts that said Hockey Lovin' Home. I'm guessing it said Hockey Lovin' Home first. And then when they took this black tape off, it revealed that it said Hockey Lovin' Homo. First, Steve Reid is with us, the spokesperson for the Toronto Gay Hockey Association. Does this kind of thing do more harm to what you're trying to do with, bringing, gay athletes into the mainstream, or does it hurt or does it harm that?
Well, it really depends. We always have those debates in and amongst ourselves too. Do we really want to promote the gay element of the Gay Hockey Association, or do we want to be more mainstream? And it really does create quite a bit of debate in all the 9 teams. Keeping that in mind, 90% of the guys that are in the league would never ever go to a hockey arena at the Maple Leaf Gardens and put that type of T-shirt on. Some would. I guarantee you some definitely would.
Yeah.
But they would do it for more shock value.
Sure. Well, the gay community is diverse as any community, and there would be some guys who might do that and other guys who would maybe be embarrassed by it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not meant. I think there's a bit of a hypocrisy here too, in the sense that those two individuals, I find it a bit humorous myself. I wouldn't do it personally, but those two individuals just happen to be in the line of the camera.
Yeah.
So they got picked up. Now, if they were up in the stand somewhere, would they have gotten kicked out? Probably not. But if they're and I'm throwing this out as a hypothetical, if there were a couple of ladies with really large chests that was showing a bit of cleavage, would they have gotten kicked out, or would they have been told to cover up? There's a lot of varying opinions on it.
Yep.
But I think those two individuals, they did it for shock value, and
But isn't it about the word too? In that the gay community can use words like queer and or homo, but perhaps other people can't, and not knowing whether or not they are gay or straight, perhaps erring on the side of caution that there might be some gay person who would be watching and take offense to it. Because at least on the angle in the pictures that I had, on the still pictures, and I know you've seen it, but you can't see the face to see that they're wearing blue wigs and that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. So a lot of gays and lesbians, all of them would be uncomfortable, and some parents and everything would be uncomfortable with seeing that type of word. Now, would it be more acceptable if it said hockey-loving gays?
Yeah, I don't know. And who's offended? Is it people in the gay community who might not know that these guys are homosexual, or is it people who are perhaps conservative who are offended because they want to watch a game with their kids and they think that you can catch gay, and if I see somebody flamboyant and wearing pink and it looks like a Mr. T starter kit, that perhaps my kid might not want to grow up and be Wendell Clark anymore, and they might want to be I don't know, a figure skater.
Well, that comes back to the dad wanting their son to be, the typical masculine male. But there's 120 gay players in the Gay Hockey League of Toronto. They all have the same types of fathers, and a lot of them come out to the stands to watch the games.
What do you think the likelihood, and maybe and you don't want to out anybody, that NHL players are either now there are NHL players that are gay, or that at some time in recent history there has been an NHLer that has been gay? I'm guessing that it has happened in every major sport. And as you mentioned earlier, the climate isn't as such that somebody would feel comfortable coming out.
There is, and I wouldn't disclose who that individual is either. They have come to our tournaments in the past, and they've actually said to some of us that organize these tournaments, where we have gay players from all over North America and the world coming to Toronto to play in a tournament, he said, "Thank you very much, because when I played in the NHL, there is no way I would ever be able to come to this tournament."
Are there, and again, I'm not trying to get you to name names, but are there current NHLers who play in your league right now?
No. There's none that play in our league right now.
But you would, so yeah, it would be hard to believe, for me anyway, that there wouldn't be at least a couple of guys that would be in the NHL right now that would be gay.
Absolutely, and we have not just the NHL former NHL players, but we have industry leaders. We've had politicians in our league. There's a lot of people that feel a sense of comfort playing the sport that they love in the league.
Yeah. And, this is, I would believe that if I went to this hockey arena any night and two teams from your league were playing, and I didn't know that the guys were gay, people like to stereotype and assume that, gay guys figure skate, but they don't play hockey. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
No, you know what? We get everywhere. We get a wide diversity of players. There's some that you would never guess, and then there's some that you would totally guess. But every one of them actually comes there because they were primarily put into hockey when they were little kids, and it's part of Canadian culture, and it's something that they're used to doing, and they love hockey. Just because they're gay, it doesn't mean that they like hockey any less or that they're going to gravitate towards figure skating. That's not the case. And in fact, we get into fights all the time. And here's the other thing, is that some of the teams throughout the summer and the rest of the year, we have a gay-only team, and we play in regular house leagues around the city, but the other teams don't know they're playing against a gay team and getting beaten by a gay team.
Why can't you or wouldn't you tell them? What would be the reaction on the other team if they knew they were playing a gay team?
It has happened in the past where they actually start to increase the level of, fights, animosity, because they don't want to get beaten by a gay team.
Yeah, but do they, catcallers in the world, do they, verbally harass and that kind of stuff?
We get it all the time. When people do find out about it, and we're playing against them in a regular house league anywhere around the city, as soon as they find out, we do get words. We get a couple of guys saying things, and you know what? We don't back down. We'll actually push back.
Yeah. Steve, interesting. Thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you very much.
Steve Reid is the spokesperson for the Toronto Gay Hockey Association. Gay Hockey Association. Gay Hockey Association. Gay